Our goals pretty much remain the same year after year, and that is to play to our potential. And what that is at this moment, I don't think anybody knows. We have a lot of young players with talent, but we haven't played a single game yet, so we really don't know what our potential can be. Well, we have one senior, and that's Morgan Lee. Morgan started all of last year. Very versatile, plays several positions. And Cedric Monet, who was nominated All-Conference last year, and really a developing player, very long at 6'7", and led the conference in rebounding last year, and I believe block shots as well. We had tremendous losses. We had John Salandra, who was first-team All-Conference and who did so many things for our team. I mean, he scored and rebounded, but that was the tip of the iceberg because he was the experienced, calm head out there, always telling the other players what was likely to happen and how they should be ready for the next play and so on. So his leadership will be missed almost indescribably. And another all-conference player, Matt Porter, who was a defensive stopper and a very good scorer. And while he didn't have high rebound numbers, he would get key rebounds at very important parts of the games. So we will miss those players. We also lost Ed Early, who prior to his ACL injury, I thought was heading toward just a fantastic season. He had been outplaying even John in the preseason and over the summer, and so we were looking for great things from Ed, so we lost all three of those players. Well, we have a fairly large freshman class and one that does have a lot of talent. They are unbelievably inexperienced. Everybody says that about freshmen, but they're coming from widely variant programs where their experiences up until this point are so different. Some played zone through high school, some played man, some pressured, some ran, some didn't run. And so while they have talent, and there are quite a few of them, we don't know what they're going to be able to contribute. At this point, it does look like as many as 4 freshmen could start. We had a trip to Costa Rica, and our kids did really well there. The rules were quite different, the court dimensions are different, and the competition was stiff, and they really learned to battle. I was very proud of them, both the way they behaved under adverse conditions and the way they competed. And so if you add the trip to Costa Rica into the preseason, then it's going pretty well. But we do have a lot to learn. We're still trying different combinations, so we don't really know what our starting lineup is going to be, and we certainly don't know the full rotation. No matter what, you're always looking at your conference schedule, and it appears that our conference is going to be extremely difficult again this year. Some of the teams that played well last year return a great many of their players and already have the graduated seniors replaced with people that replaced them in the games all throughout last year. So I think the conference is going to be extremely difficult, and I could probably name all 9 of our opponents, but I think the defending playoff champion, Johns Hopkins, is probably going to be favored by most people. And Dickinson, Gettysburg, McDaniel, all will be extremely talented, laden with players with experience coming into their junior and senior years. So I think conference is going to be extremely tough. Our non-conference schedule, if anything, is even more difficult. We have teams like New Jersey City coming into our tournaments, Washington and Jefferson. We have to go up to Keystone. They gave us a really tough game here last year, and they're much more difficult to play at home, and they returned 4 starters. Many of whom earned all-conference honors. We also have to go up to Elizabethtown College, and they're very difficult at home, and a team we haven't played for a number of years. So non-conference is going to be, if anything, even more difficult than the conference schedule. It's going to be exciting because, honestly, sitting here, I couldn't tell you our starting lineup. I couldn't tell you our first round of substitutes, and there's just so many unknowns, and we're going to try to sort it out in the next 2 weeks, but I think it's going to be a season-long project where we're going to be making adaptations and changes all throughout the year.